can't believe you were able to get this pizza for half off.
I just use the old adage. Forgiveness is divine, but never pay full price for a late pizza.
You also nearly jumped behind a counter to grab the pizza. They would have done anything to get you out of there.
Behold, New York, fear the wrath of the Forkinator.
The Forkinator? You named yourself after a kitchen utensil?
Wait, is he Welsh?
Oi, bruv! I'm gonna head down to the pub for a cup of tea. Say no more wink wink nudge nudge, mate?
Oi, fuck you, you bloody bastard. I'll whap you with my cricket bat.
Cricket? Nobody understands cricket. You gotta know what a crumpet is to understand cricket.
Oh, real nice, insulting the national sport. Oh, good for you.
What a knob.
Well, we successfully insulted the Welsh this episode. Cowabunga?
Cowabunga.
Cowabunga! Welcome to Gate Crashers, a podcast dedicated to kicking open the door to your next favorite thing. Our mission, our creed, our code is this: to make all nerdy things more approachable and accessible to everyone. We want you to find a universe that you'll fall in love with. I'm John Scott, he/him.
I'm Amanda, and I use she, her pronouns.
And I'm Jake, and I also use he, him pronouns.
Today we are talking about the Heroes in a Half show, the four brothers from underneath the streets of New York City, the Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles.
Or as the Forkinator would say, Teenage Mutant Hero Turtles.
Oh my.
This is the exact kind of energy I want this episode.
He's not even here. He doesn't even know we're making fun of him.
I mean,
sorry, listeners.
he'll
You
know.
have no idea what we're talking about.
Anyway, so
He will if he listens.
how does one pitch a fever dream about reptiles that throw pointy stars? Like this. Four brothers learn the art of ninjutsu as taught by their masters. Using their skills and with the help of their allies, they set out to protect the place they call home, New York City. Oh, and they just so happened to be four turtles who fell into a puddle of toxic ooze, became sentient, and were raised by a rat who also fell into the ooze. He's their master.
It's wild that there were so many people that just did not want to buy this property.
How would you not? Like, that's such a... I would have been just
Okay,
like...
so I've seen this episode of The Toys That Made Us multiple times, but I watched it while I was writing this brief history on the top.
I also watched it right before this recording.
My God, nobody wanted to do with this. Nobody wanted.
Amanda, do you know this history?
I don't know the history, but also it doesn't necessarily surprise me that nobody wanted to deal with this particular IP.
Which
Like, I love
surprises
it.
me
I
because
love it
80s
to
and
death.
cocaine.
That's true. 80s and cocaine is very
Yeah,
prevalent.
It's one of those things where you go, Hollywood execs, toy execs, executives, business people, guys wear suits every day, even in their homes, and then go into an office where they ignore their wife and kids. They don't know what's going on. They don't know what's cool. They don't know what kids are going to like. Kids like turtles. They also like ninjas. But so
I like turtles.
I do love turtles, and I do like
was just
ninjas.
going on about.
I don't know where I kind of know where you were going with it in just
You know what? I
Eat
kind
the
of
rich.
Eat the rich, yes, but also in that like 80s fever dream of just like cocaine and whatever they wanted. They kind of just threw everything together. Like if you think of some of the biggest properties of the 80s, none of them make sense.
Like, that's the thing. This was in an era where He-Man's a thing.
Yeah, I was just
Transformers is a thing. SWAT Cats is a thing. Like,
Stephen King's It was a
SWAT
thing.
Cats in the 80s? I thought that was the 90s.
Oh, maybe I'm wrong, but I thought it's pretty close.
80s.
I think it was
90s.
the 90s.
Oh, it feels like an 80s property.
It just feels just.
Oh, yeah, 90s. Oh, I'll be darned.
90s to me. Like T-Bone and.
All right. Was Street Sharks 80s or was that 90s too?
I think that was early 90s.
Fuck. I'm not winning today, honestly.
I mean, to be fair, most of us were born in like that early 90s arena, so all of it just came about at the same time.
I was born in the mid 90s. Exactly the mid 90s.
Shh.
I'm the youngest person here. I'm also in charge.
None of that from you.
You respect your elders.
You youth.
I'm the boss here.
Well, you're the youngin.
Okay. Turtles.
Turtles.
Oh, them turtles, eh? Want to make turtle soup?
Okay, so they were created by Kevin Eastman and Peter Laird a year after the two struggling artists met and bonded to perform around studios. It's been a long day by the time we're recording this, guys. I'm sorry.
Scott said no. Okay, continue.
The two sent various works to comic companies, but after a year they were discouraged. So Eastman drew a picture of a turtle with a mask and nunchucks in order to make Laird laugh. Eventually, they both just kept fleshing out this idea and then developed it into the Ninja Turtles themselves. And they self-published the first issue in '84, so it's a very independent underground comic when it came out. And they printed about 3,200 copies, which sold out in a matter of days. They had to do a reprinting, and then they kept getting pre-orders, etc. So it then kind of morphed into this giant phenomenon once the toys came out. It came out with a cartoon series that everyone knows, a film franchise, which is still, first movie still one of the best movies ever made, a baller arcade classic, and even a live musical concert tour. Somehow.
Well, there's tons of things with that. I mean, I think Naruto has one.
No, I mean, like, they were playing, like, in arenas. Like, there was a promotional video in Radio City Music Hall.
It's entirely plausible. I probably saw that.
It's called the Coming Out of Their Shells tour.
I might have seen it.
That has some connotations.
It was an... It was
all right, everybody. The Ninja Turtles are queer icons, clearly.
We stand gay icons. Yeah, it was like this giant arena tour. They had this behind the scenes video where they treated it like this, like, behind the music VH1 documentary. It
was endorsed and sponsored by Pizza Hut.
Yup.
This is the best thing I've ever learned.
I'm telling you, I guarantee you the full thing's on YouTube. But yeah, so initially the turtles were in black and white, and when you had colored images of the turtles, they all had the same red mask until the original cartoon kind of gave them all individual covers. One of the things we'll get into, the IDW run, actually makes a nice little homage to this. But eventually, the duo of Eastman and Laird would separate and feud for years over the property due to a fifth female turtle in the Saban Ninja Turtles show, but they have recently reunited and buried the hatchet.
Which they did on the episode of The Toys That Made Us.
Which is amazing.
Oh, I need to go watch that.
For a second, I thought Amanda was going to be going through a deep dive of the Coming Out of Their Shells tour.
Yeah, no.
I mean, I'm not going to lie to you and say I haven't been reading the article about it.
So I just found the entire hour-and-a-half video on YouTube, just so you are aware.
Oh my goodness. This is the best.
So, the themes of Ninja Turtles, honor, brotherhood, pizza, 90s catchphrases.
Oh boy, 90s catchphrases.
Oh, I never wrote down who may like this.
Hey, are you a cool guy with an attitude? Cool dude.
Cool guy with an attitude. Anyone who likes, like, kind of like, if you're looking for something like weird and out there, Turtles definitely gives it. Like, there's so much lore and backstory.
Have you ever had been really, really sick and then took a nap to, make yourself feel better, but you had a weird dream, fever dream. And you thought, this is kind of interesting. You'll like this.
I also just feel like realistically, considering how mainstream things like Marvel and DC have become like more and more lately, it just feels like a very sensible pivot to be like, oh, turtles who are ninjas? That makes sense. Like, it's silly and it's fun in a way that like you really want out of a good action adventure franchise.
And they also do have the tendency to take themselves seriously, and it usually pretty works. There actually is some genuine good drama.
Yeah, what I love so much about when the Ninja Turtles take themselves seriously, and like none of these are spoilers, it's really very ingrained in the themes of the Ninja Turtles, but what's so great about when they really dig into the meat of the issues is that it's all based around like family and brotherhood and protecting the people that you love above all else. And kicking booty.
And loyalty. While also eating pizza and never paying full price, and also boinking other bad ninjas on the head repeatedly. It's fun.
Like, realistically, what more could you want out of a franchise beyond, like, really fun, dynamic characters?
They also fight dinosaurs at one point, or dinosaur people.
Also,
and they do go back in time.
The most recent cartoon has John Cena.
John Cena!
Well, if Mike doesn't cut in the John Cena intro, then I don't know what we're doing here.
I know that cartoon just came out on Paramount Plus, so I need to watch that at some point. But I've heard good things.
Yeah, it looks interesting. I like the animation style. I also like the changes that they made of having Raphael be the leader at first.
Yeah, I heard that was cool.
But I'm pretty sure they also changed it to Leo.
Ironically, not the place I would start, though. The best place I would start, nice little transition there for you, is the IDW run, which was volume 1. There is the 1990 original movie and the 2012 TV series I would start with that had Sean Astin as Raphael.
See, I would have done the 2003 series. Is that what it started?
Are you talking about the one that 4Kids did?
Yeah.
Yeah, that was... I think that's on Paramount Plus, actually.
It better be.
It is. I'm looking right now. The whole thing is there, and so is Rise, the 2018 one.
So this is about the time where if you want to... We're going to be talking about a little bit about the IDW run. So we're going to have a little break in the episode. But into the way of tradition, I have to sing a song. Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles.
Wait, how dare you not do the best song ever?
No. I was going to do a medley.
Okay, because you forgot, yo, it's the Green Machine, gonna rock the town without being seen. Have you ever seen a turtle get down? Slam and jam to the new swing sound. Iceman, I'm not playing. I forgot the rest of it from there.
And then there's, I'm trying to remember the 4Kids one.
Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles.
Turtles count it off.
1, 2, 3, 4, turtles.
All right, on to the discussion. Who's everyone's favorite turtle?
Oh, God.
Michelangelo, because he's the party boy.
I used to be a big fan of Raphael, but as I get older, I like Leonardo.
I cycle through this question all the time. It's like a crisis for me because I love Michelangelo so much, but I think it's because I relate to him.
I was gonna say, knowing you, Michelangelo fits your personality as a human being.
I am Michelangelo, but I think if I'm gonna go with a fave, it's probably Donatello. We don't focus on Donatello too much, but I love the role that he always plays in their group, where he's just sometimes he has some great comedic relief. Sometimes he's okay, I have to.
In the IDW one, he dies.
Yes, he does.
We're not going
but then he comes back to life.
Yeah.
And he comes back as a robot.
Yeah, he comes back.
A turtle bot, if you will.
Yeah, and then he comes back to his own body, and it's like, hey guys, I'm back. It's me, Donatello.
Oh, wait, I'm not that far yet. Shh.
I have no idea.
Well,
I'm just saying things, John. I have no idea.
I love Donatello. Boom.
He's gonna hit you with a stick.
Listen, he has so many good skills, and he's always the one that has to defuse the bomb between Leonardo and Raphael.
Also, if your Wi-Fi is having problems, guess who you go to?
Donatello, baby.
You also probably can shake him down for some lunch money.
Yeah, probably.
I mean, yeah, but
I mean, I
they'll
think
probably
Raphael
find a way
does
to
that.
invent something to whap you upside the head and get your lunch money back. Let's be honest.
Donatello is just the most well-rounded of the Ninja Turtles.
Oh, so what? One of the best lines that Michelangelo says in this whole book was, "No baby gangsters for you."
No baby gangsters.
I just want to say that.
I love this run so much. Okay, you don't understand. Like, I discovered this run during the pandemic, like in the early days, and like, I'm so glad I started this in the Boom Power Ranger series because, what a good run! What a good run! Like the way they reintroduce everything, like April and Casey
April is not. She's like a college student who's studying like science and
at an internship at the place where the turtles were.
and she's not a reporter. And then there's Casey who's being abused by his father, but he's also going out and
Beating the crap out of people.
yeah.
And it turns out like you find a pretty big revelation if you're listening to this and you know turtles. If you know certain aspects of the turtles, who Casey's dad is kind of shocking.
Ding dong.
Don't worry about it.
Yeah.
Yeah. Big reveals. Bigger. If you're thinking big, think bigger. But not that big. Not Shredder big. But big.
Yeah, and just a lot of really fun, like, reimaginings for the characters that, like, people who know
You
Teenage
mean
Mutant Ninja
like
Turtles.
How the Ninja Turtles are reincarnations?
Yes.
What appeared to be a samurai family?
Yes. Exactly.
Yeah, that kind of blew me away a little bit. I'm like,
Yeah, I was like, wait, hold on, what? And that's how they got
Personally,
their
I just
colors?
feel like no holds barred on a franchise that is hinging on turtles being trained by a rat.
it honestly, it kind of adds some weird, like in a weird mystical sense, it makes sense as to why the turtles are being trained by a rat.
I don't think it was ever going to make sense otherwise.
Yeah, there's a lot. There's a lot of like if you really sit here and think about it, like was it ever really gonna make sense? So it's a lot of fun when they can just like reinvent ways to make you be like, oh yeah, that totally makes sense.
I also like how they kind of played it all. Okay, so important to tell everybody. So at the start of the book, it's Splinter, Donatello, Leonardo, and Michelangelo together, but Raphael isn't there because he didn't fall into the sewer grate with them after fighting a cat named Old Hob.
Who I want to imagine has the voice of Jason Statham. Like that's the voice I hear whenever he talks. Is that it's just Jason Statham as a cat with an eye patch.
I think Jason Statham would do it.
Yeah, he would.
Jason, Mr. Statham, if you can hear us, just putting it out there, putting this out in the world.
Please produce it. Thank you.
Please.
He's just like, oh wait, Hobbs and Shaw 2 is gonna be Old Hob. Cat.
I mean, he can do it. That'd be fine. I believe in Jason Statham.
Yeah, he's got the voice.
It'll be Crank 3 Ninja Turtles.
10 out of 10 will watch the shit out of that.
Can we talk about the experiments on Splinter? Like the
Poor
psychotropic
rat.
drugs.
That poor rat.
And he had
They
like human
put
reasoning.
Splinter through so much.
Listen,
And
fuck
for
animal
what?
testing. That's the method. That's the thing about this podcast. Fuck animal testing. Don't do it. But they do put poor Splinter through like the ringer here.
Yeah.
And they give him like 9 different reasons why he's got the cane. Like he takes a too big a fall. He gets his behind legs clawed by Hob before he mutates. The poor rat.
Like, honestly, just let this poor rat rest. Let him take a nap.
No, he can't rest. He's got teenage boys.
He has children. He must provide.
I mean,
It's there was this like animal short that they dropped recently. It was I think it was England or New Zealand that dropped it, and it had like Taika Waititi as this rabbit, and it was like documentary style, and he keeps getting like tested on. It was supposed to be like,
is that
testing.
the plot of Jojo Rabbit?
What? No.
Oh wait, no, that's that. Never mind. I forgot what that was about. I forgot what that's about.
God.
Yeah,
no.
definitely
Sorry,
not
guys.
the plot of Jojo Rabbit.
Sorry, guys. I
That's
just
a
remembered
different-
That one. I just remembered
That's a
what
different
about.
Jojo Rabbit.
Oops.
That's a big oops on Jake, but yeah. So, and I think like they start introducing like even the villains get their nice reinventions, like not just the Shredder. Shredder's kind of like it's the same. I feel like,
Mm-hmm.
and so is Stockman.
See, I
But-
can't remember what Shredder's deal is most of the time because it seems like it's different each time. Like, I think in the 4 Kids one, he was one of the little goopy brain guys that go in the stomach.
Shredder was in this version. He is one of I think he's the former. And it's I don't want to spoil it, but it's revealed later. He was in the same clan as Splinter. In fact, I think he was Splinter's like commander.
So he's not just the reincarnation of his brother.
No. He's just lived a really, 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 really long time.
So wait, how does his brother reincarnate?
I don't think they made his brother a thing in this.
Yeah, like Shredder's whole dealio just
The brother who
changes a
kills him.
lot.
Or
The only one who really changed is Krang's. Because Krang does show up eventually. Krang, for those of you who don't know, big old goopy brain guy in a suit, in a human suit.
And he's also the tummy of the suit.
He's in the tummy of the suit. He's a big old goopy brain man.
What a guy! What a guy!
Who kind of speaks like this. Yeah.
Instead of a brain in a jar, it's a brain in a suit.
That's got to be where they came up with the idea of Squidbillies.
Squidbillies is just the Krang's redneck cousins.
Yeah, that makes sense to me. Yeah, no, that's what this podcast episode is going to be about. Hey guys, if you want to talk about Squidbillies, hit Amanda up on Twitter.
Please don't do that.
She will really appreciate it. Also, call her Big Brother Edward.
Jake just lives to torment me.
I live to torment everyone.
I know.
I am a problem. But I'm in charge right now, so this is Dan's fault. This is Dan's fault. We all
This is-
agree.
I'll agree. I love how Dan says, like, yeah, let's make this episode a big one. We got, like, new logos and everything. And, like, this is what we're doing.
And then he puts us three.
We just zoomed
Noodles.
right through most of this episode. We zoomed right through.
Meow.
I think we've been recording for maybe 20 minutes.
We have not been recording for that long.
No.
But also, okay, so there's just so much of the Ninja Turtles to talk about. Like you have your IDW run, and then there's like all of the various,
Hold on.
cartoons.
I'm going to look up what the weirdest versions of the original action figures are.
Please look up the weirdest
Please look up.
versions
You
so
also
that we
have-
can direct people.
You also have the 1990s movie,
The
a.k.a.
1990s movies, barring the
Iconic.
third one.
The third one isn't real.
I
In
pretend
fact,
the third one doesn't exist.
the CGI movie is canon, so that's the
All right,
third movie.
CBR. Let's see what the weirdest ones are.
Like,
So I want to point out a
these are
really fun,
terrifying.
interesting fact about the 90s Turtle movie. The 90s Turtle movie was the highest grossing independent film until the Blair Witch Project in 99.
that makes me really happy because,
That
like,
does.
honestly, like we said at the beginning, like it's like really throws spaghetti at the wall kind of IP, but it birthed this cult following, especially in the
Not even
90s.
in the beginning, it was a cult following, but then the toys happened, and it just became this pop culture juggernaut that I think is still now. It's like
Yeah, you guys don't want to see the weirdest ones. They're all
no,
I believe you.
but is this franchise that has just stood the test of time for now going on 31 years? Yeah, 31 years.
Yeah, and like just what's so fun about it is that like we said before, it does cover some, you know, really heartfelt and relevant and timely and serious themes while still like not necessarily taking itself like super seriously.
I was gonna say this. The whole franchise has this very tongue in cheek. Like everyone involved with a Turtles project, regardless, is like almost looking at the camera like, we know.
We know this is weird. Just go with it. Like, first of all, they're named after famous painters.
Yes. So, okay, to recap, sorry. We probably should have mentioned that. Leonardo, Michelangelo, Donatello, Raphael. They were all named as such because Splinter found a book of Renaissance painters and decided to name them that way.
And I love that.
That's a goofy origin story, and I love it.
Watched the 1990 movie recently, and I would just like to start out by saying just no part of Splinter and Shredder's backstory makes any fucking sense. But
it makes no sense that
then
Splinter...
Rocksteady and Cowboy Bebop.
It doesn't make any sense, but it's like the part of the story that they tried so hard to like make sense because they're like, well, we need to have a reason why, first of all, this rat trained these turtles in the sewer, but also we need a reason. We need a reason
brother's
for why
pet rat.
We need a reason for why this Shredder is hunting down this mutated rat.
Because he is his brother's pet rat. What?
Right? Like, you really have that much much of a grudge.
Batman.
What was that?
They also teamed up with Batman.
That makes sense to me.
Did you see that movie? Wait, no. Did you see that movie, Amanda?
I think so.
The animated one is a great movie.
Oh, yeah.
It is a great movie.
It's so silly. Like, there are so many iterations of the Ninja Turtles that I have witnessed. And I'm very much like a film and TV human, so I tend to steer toward the actual film and television series as opposed to any of the comics. But I remember watching the 2012 movie. Not the 2012 movie, I think it was 2014. The 2014 movie. And like so many people were so upset that Megan Fox was April. And I was like, I don't
that wasn't the thing I remember them being upset about the most.
Oh, so it's not like there was a thing that people were the most upset about, but like the fact that people were upset that Megan Fox was April, I was like, first of all, Megan Fox is the best. And the only reason any of you don't like her is because you're misogynists. But also,
they were almost aliens.
They were almost aliens.
And I don't like that.
I don't necessarily like that, but also, like, aliens, reincarnations, random pet turtles that fell into the sewer and got into some green ooze.
Little secret of the ooze, you know? Also, then there's the Foot Clan, which is just a big joke. You know what they're making fun of, right?
The League of Shadows?
No, the hand from Daredevil.
They're making fun of the hand.
That's the best part. Can you imagine?
They make a hand joke in the 1990 movie.
The 1990 movie, I can't stress enough how perfect of a movie that movie still holds up like almost 30 years later.
It's just
I
so
forgot
good.
that
And
over 30.
The newer live action Ninja Turtles movie that Michelangelo has a puka shell necklace.
yes, it's
Yeah.
genius.
And like they're like little like the front of them, like at least with Leonardo, it looks like it's made out of like I don't know, some kind of boat or something, like ancient, like Japanese style something.
It's so good. I think the
But
only
the other
thing
big
that
thing
I
about the
don't
first movie, the
Mhm.
90s movie, had Jim fucking Henson as the puppet man.
yes.
Like, I had to just bring that to attention. Jim Henson did the puppets for the Ninja Turtles, and they all still look really fucking good.
They do.
They don't look good in the later movies, but they look good here.
Yeah, no, not really. Like the 1990 movie is just so good. Like it has
Their eyes just start popping out more and more.
yeah. It has
Oh god, they get terrifying.
It has Judith Hoag as April, and like she
We
is
have a
also
well of information, people. We're just not just going off of what Google tells us.
no. I really do know
No,
this.
I do know some of these things here.
Judith
I
Hoag-
forgot all of this.
Judith Hoag was April O'Neil, and Judith Hoag is also the mom in Halloween Town.
Also, it has in his second film role Sam Rockwell,
Yeah.
Academy Award winner Sam Rockwell.
Like so good.
It also
And-
has Billy Loomis from Scream as a Foot Clan member, Scott Wolf of every canceled TV show ever.
Yeah, and like the guy who played Casey, like that was like his biggest role he's ever had.
Admittedly,
and
that
ever
was
had.
Elias Cody as his biggest role, like, ever.
And I love Casey Jones.
Oh, he's so cool.
Casey Jones is the coolest bitch. Like, we all know that I am a Daredevil stan, but Casey Jones as a street vigilante is leagues.
2 minutes for high sticking.
It's just so good.
Wait, you know who voiced him in the 2007 movie, right?
No.
Chris Evans.
Captain, my captain.
Which, by the way, that 2007 movie, super underrated, but watch the 90s movie first. But that 2007 movie, great
he
movie.
was also voiced by Josh Peck at one point.
Oh, yeah, the 2012
good.
show.
Yeah. Like,
Which you should also
realistically, if you really want to go the film route, like, you absolutely have to start with the 1990 movie. It's
The 1990s movie is iconic.
It's gonna deliver not only on like a lot of the original with like quotes around it lore of the Ninja Turtles.
So in the current Ninja Turtle series, Casey Jones is a girl and voiced by Zelda Williams, daughter of Robin Williams.
Lose my mind. I love that. I love that so
But-
much.
Going back to that, but that's amazing. Back to the 90s movie really quick.
But yeah,
Everything
like
about the 90s movie is just perfection.
it just delivers on not only the lore but also just the vibe. Like, you know, this is what you need to feel and what you need to know going into Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles as a franchise.
Also, if you thought the Ninja Turtles theme song was catchy, then listen to the Turtle score from the first movie because it is an earworm.
Well,
the
it's
score.
also wild that the original theme song was done by the guy who went on to make things like The Big Bang Theory
Yeah.
and 2.5 Men.
It's called Range, darling.
I know, but that was like, apparently he was a musician and then he came up with the lyrics and that was like his first big gig, was working on the Ninja Turtles theme song. And I'm like, and you went on to make the fucking Big Bang Theory.
That's so good. I love that.
Then there was the Ninja Turtles crossing over with Power Rangers in space.
Oh, that show was a mistake. We
I
don't talk
just
about
feel,
that show.
but like, even though it was a mistake, I just feel like the mark of a good franchise is its crossover ability.
Yes.
And like, it kind of takes the kind of slapstick immediate like knee-jerk reaction to this fever dream of a concept, and it kind of like it shows you that there are places that it fits.
Oh yeah, so
And-
I think
Well, the second
Yeah.
movie, the second Turtles movie is like pretty much the cartoon, whereas this first movie is like the original comic.
Mm-hmm.
just wild that got made. And also, it's not wild that the toy company was like, no, we don't want anything to do with that first movie.
But the second movie,
But the second movie.
Well, they had to let everyone in on the secret of views.
well, they all, you know who else they let in? They let in Vanilla Ice on the Secret of the Use.
Yeah. Now he's fixing up homes.
What a great song! So happy we're talking. Also, if you're like a fan of like
Vanilla
know.
Ice.
not just Vanilla Ice, but like Corey Feldman is Donatello, which is a perfect fit for Donatello if you watch that movie. But
Yeah, you're right. You are absolutely right.
yeah, actually, where did everyone get involved with the Turtles? Because the '90s movie was only my first entry. The other entry for me in the Turtles was the arcade cabinet. Used to be at the local pool and the snack bar as a kid, and I would put so much of my mom's quarters in there.
So I have a few stories on this, but for the most part, it was every time my brother went to his dad's house, me and my cousin would go to our grandparents' house, and my grandmother would take us to the movie rental place. We'd either get the Super Mario Brothers movie,
Great movie.
or we would watch one of the many VHS tapes of the Ninja Turtles original cartoon and the movies, and or Power Rangers, and that was pretty much all we watched. Also, I was just told this story today. Dan was afraid of the Ninja Turtles, even though our older cousin wanted to watch it, and my dad asks him, "Hey Dan, what do you want to watch?" I want to watch. And he says, "Action News."
This makes so much sense.
This was told to me right before we recorded.
Oh, that's even
Oh.
better.
That's so good.
That's a gift. That is a gift.
Yeah, my first.
I'm allowed to say these things because
You are allowed to say these things.
You are.
he's gonna hate this. He's gonna be like, "What did you guys do in this episode?" Google. We went on Google a bunch. We blew right through most of what we had to talk about.
We took the episode that you wanted done as a banger, and we just threw it off the rails.
Wait, but we are talking about the Ninja Turtles. We are talking about, what we experienced in the IDW run, and we're talking about just, the origination of the Ninja Turtles. And I think it would be super cool if we graced everybody's
Wait, did you say
eyeballs.
The origination of this?
Of the Ninja Turtles?
Is that a word? That's a great word.
I don't know.
Anyway,
Listen.
grace everyone's eyeballs with what?
Microsoft Word processor is not telling me origination isn't a word because I'm speaking words.
The beginning or creation of something.
But I think it would be super cool and maybe just like a giant troll a little bit if we got to also show everybody the original action figures or the weirdest action figures that you found. Like personally,
they're
I think
nightmares. They're nightmares. I can't show this to anybody.
But personally, I just think like, Mike, this is up to you. But if we even keep the fact that you Googled that in the episode, the people want to know. The people need to
CPR
know.
has many lists on these types of things.
And yeah, there really is just so much to talk about. Like, for example, I'm gonna talk a little bit about how I started watching the Ninja Turtles. And, you know, I've talked a lot about the 1990 movie, and that's because it was like deeply formative for me. And it was one of the movies that I watched with my older brother, like over and over and over. We picked who our Ninja Turtles were. I'm pretty sure even at that time, I was like, I'm Michelangelo, because I thought he was funny. And I liked the color orange. And my brother was Raphael because he is an angry person.
He just put knives in between his fingers and just start poking you with them.
Yes, exactly. But we would watch it over and over and over. And it's like the 1990 movie is honestly one of my mom's favorite movies too. So it was just a constant in my house. And then, you know, when Four Kids was at its prime of like, you know, Saturday morning cartoons, I would watch the Four Kids series. And when I approach stories, the thing that really grabs me is always going to be like the character relationships. And I think that's just something, you know, beyond the absurdity, beyond, you know, the kick butt and action adventure and the ninja-ness of it. The thing that really brings me back to the Ninja Turtles is always going to be the relationships between the four brothers. And
really
like,
do feel like brothers.
Yeah, like it's really difficult to.
All right, everybody. If you're trying to get something published and you're going through Simon & Schuster,
Oh God!
you have to make sure you're drawing complete parallels between your work and the Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles, and Amanda will greenlight it.
Listen,
good to go.
I have actually asked for and compared relationship dynamics to the relationship dynamics with the Ninja Turtles. So
I'm so proud of you.
You're not that far off base.
I'm so proud of you.
It's like, it's really hard to develop characters that have like, obviously each character needs to fill some sort of role, right? And each of the Ninja Turtles does do that. Like, you have the leader, you have the second in command who is always at odds with the leader. You have sort of the unconventional comic relief, and then you have the tech guy. And each of the characters like fills that archetype really well, but at the same time, they're like really fully formed characters. And I think that's something that also the 2014 movie, beyond the fact that like they were almost aliens, actually really expands on with their relationship dynamics.
I would say more the sequel than the first movie.
Yeah. Yeah, it really expands on their relationship dynamics, because like there's only so much you can do when you're like trying to set up an entire franchise to like really just shoot off to the moon. But there's something so charming about this woman, this reporter, who's really trying to prove herself and also take care of her city, who can't get anybody to listen to her or believe her, and then suddenly she is housing 4 giant turtles.
How many jumpsuits does she own? Is it just the one?
I have no idea.
Amanda, look at the chat.
Oh, speaking of which, that original Ninja Turtles actress April O'Neil actress from the 90s movie was in a cameo in the sequel to the 2014 movie, but the scenes were deleted, which... Why?
But we had to have the Tommy Oliver and Kimberly, the donut shop and the Krispy Kreme in the Power Rangers movie.
Okay, so why couldn't you have Judith Hogue show up in your Ninja Turtles movie? Yeah. Because we needed more Tyler Perry as Baxter Stockman, ?
Yes.
John Scott said, "Meet me out back. I'm ready to fight."
Gonna fight Tyler Perry's Baxter Stockman. What the why? Well, you had the Green Arrow as Casey Jones, so that was decent casting.
Yeah, that seems like it's in Stephen Amell's wheelhouse.
Yeah.
Granted, I want to know if they attempted to put a wig on him. Like, nah, I have a wig on half the time in Arrow, so no. I don't want to do this.
I'm not about that life right now. This is my break.
It's like, listen, this is my vacation.
Did he have rollerblades in that one?
No, he just had a hockey stick. He was a corrections officer who,
I forgot about that.
who was like, I'm transporting the shredder. We gotta go after him. Man, I'm gonna wear a hockey mask now.
Okay, so we stand original Casey Jones.
Not
New
even a Mel
Rise of the Ninja Turtles, Casey Jones. I don't think any of us have watched yet, but that's pretty neat.
Also, maybe Josh Peck. Was he good? Question mark.
I don't remember. The character design looked cool when I was looking at it on Google. He had like skull face paint and all the multiple hockey sticks.
Okay, I'm looking at the 2012 show. Beast Boy as Michelangelo is the definition of perfect casting.
Oh, you mean for friend of the show, Greg Sipes?
Yes.
It's the only casting.
It is the only casting that makes sense. Also, Katara is April, and that makes me happy.
Yeah.
Oh, yay.
I'm like looking now who else is in it. Like Kelly Who's in it. Corey Feldman's the Raph's pet tortoise who becomes a mutant. The original Michelangelo's in it.
I'm just looking at who
This all makes me
John
really happy.
Cena is in
John Cena.
David Tennant is the Fugitoid. What the fuck? What the fuck? Oh my god, this makes me so happy. Well, I totally knew all this beforehand, guys. I'm definitely not looking it up right now. I'm finding out.
Listen, there's only so much information our brains can retain. And, you know, as you're learning, like in the process of looking things up, you find more fun stuff to talk about.
Gilbert Gottfried voiced one of the Krang. That checks out.
Yeah, Ninja Turtles. Ninja Turtles.
Jeffrey Combs from Reanimator, which is sure.
Knock, knock, you about to get shell-shocked.
What a great song. And no one can tell me otherwise.
My coach played that at the gym the other day.
Luckily, we don't make any money off of this, or we would get in so much trouble.
We're going to get hit with so much like DMCA takedown notices.
So many cease and desist disorders. Listen, that song makes me hype. And that's...
Listen, I'm not saying it's bad.
No, I know. The Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles get me hype. It's the perfect combination of...
Can we talk about how Wiz Khalifa...
Silly...
Wait, what?
That should surprise no one.
We talk about how Wiz Khalifa has been involved in 2 franchises involving family. I'm just saying.
Family. Family.
Coming soon.
Ninjas.
2 ninja, 2 turtle.
2 teenage, 2 mutant.
Surprisingly, that's the 5th and 6th installments in this next series.
Oh man, if you're still listening to this show by this point, thank you for sticking around. We are...
You should still be listening because we have really important things to say about
I mean, I can always just stop
Ninja
this
Turtles.
recording, everyone.
We've been recording for 51 minutes. I don't know how much
and 10
that
seconds
is usable.
I hope it's all usable. Mike should release all of the episode as is.
Well,
If nothing else, we are a bag of fun.
well, everybody, I'm going to call it. I don't remember what our Twitter is. Let me look that up.
Wait, how do you not remember what your own Twitter is?
Gate Crashers Pod.
Oh, yeah. Gate Crashers Pod on Twitter. And then we're gatecrasherspod.fam. Fan, not fam. Gatecrasherspod.fan is our website.
This is where the guitars start kicking in and they're trying to kick us off the stage.
Yes, that's what I'm trying to do. All right.
Wait, it's gatecrashers.fan, not gatecrasherspod.
You're right. It's Gatecrashers Pod.
You can find us on Twitter and Instagram at GatecrashersPod, and check out our website, gatecrashers.fan.
See how professional that was?
I'm the editor-in-chief of that website. I should know. Oh, man. Oh, this is a mess. Why does it always turn out this way when I'm in charge?
It's the Gatecrashers.